Hey everyone, welcome to this month's Global Stampin Video Hop. My name is Sophia and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Edmonton, Canada. Our theme this month for the hop is One Sheet Wonder cards. And so I'm going to be using a 6x6 sheet of patterned paper or designer series paper to create 3 cards. If you love this paper, you can get it till the end of the month, and if not, feel free to use whatever you have in your stash at home and case my designs. If you do decide to do that, make sure you share and tag me on Instagram. I will pop my Instagram handle below. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. The paper I've decided to use is called the Hues of Happiness Designer Series paper, and I'm just pulling it out for you so you can have a look. So it is this one. Yeah, it's called Hues of Happiness. It's 12 by 12, but I am only going to be using a 6x6 sheet of it today. So it's got lots of really pretty flowers and lots of acrylic paint imaging on it. I think it's really pretty. You can do a lot with it. The sheet we're going to be using is the other half of this. I already have it cut up, but I am going to cut this just to show you how to do it, okay? So you're going to grab your paper trimmer, grab your 6x6 paper. I'm not using this side today. I'm going to be using the busy side because I'm putting it on plain paper. So if I use this side, it wouldn't really go so well, but you can cut it whichever way you want. So you're going to take your paper. The first thing you're going to do is cut it at 2 inches. So right there, make sure it's nice and straight, and then cut it all the way down. Okay, so this is going to be for 1 card. We're just going to put that to the side. And then you're going to take the second piece. So this is 4 inches on top. Now you want to go ahead and cut this at 5 1/4. Okay, so right there. This piece, you can probably dispose of it, or if you want, you could use it as a layering piece underneath, but today I'm not going to be using this part of the paper. The next thing I'm going to do is line up the corners here in my paper trimmer, just like that, and chop that right in half. So each one of these is also going to be a card. All right, so there is what we're going to need for our 3 cards, and we are just going to go ahead and get started. So for the first piece of paper, this one, I am going to be using a green card base. What is this color called? Parakeet Party. So I don't really use this paper much, and so I thought it'd be fun to pull it out. Sorry, I know there's a little bit of shadow here. I'll just turn it up a bit. There. So this is going to be going on here like this. Now, I am using a thin strip of Melon Mambo to kind of border this. And so it's going to kind of go on like that, okay? So in order to do that, sorry, I'm just moving some things out of the way. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back of this side as opposed to this, because I know I'll get glue everywhere if I do it on this one. So I'm going to grab my liquid glue, turn over this piece of paper, and then just kind of put a little bit of glue on. Doesn't have to be a lot, just a little bit, but just make sure it's going down all the way. Now you can kind of stick this piece on however you like, just so you know the measurements are just 1/4 of an inch on this. And I'm just gonna go ahead, actually I'm gonna turn it over and then I'm gonna stick it on. You just want to give it a very tiny border all the way down, just like that. And then we're going to let this dry for just a couple of seconds. And then we're going to take our scissors and we're just going to kind of cut it with the cardstock. So grab your scissors and you want to do this one just that way, like that. And this one just like this. This is garbage, so we can just get rid of that. Now this is gonna come down onto here, and for that, I'm just gonna use some crafter's tape. You can use whatever you have. Oh, am I running out? Yes, I am. Okay. You can get refills for this. I just get it at my local Walmart. It seems to be the cheapest option if you like using this style of glue. Okay. Just a little bit there. Okay. So I'm happy with that. So that's just gonna go on here. Make sure you have it on straight before you actually go ahead and push down. You know what? It's easier for me to line it up this way, I think. Okay, so I'm happy with that. And then this is gonna open this way. So then what I've done is I've took some Night of Navy cardstock and I punched it with my circle punch and got this. And then I've used a little bit of a smaller die for that. And this is gonna come over here with a greeting on it. So the greetings that I'm going to be using are from the Hello Beautiful. This is about to retire as well. So if you want this, you can get it until the end of the month. I'm going to do a few different ones. So I'll start with a thank you, I think. And we're just going to stamp that. The best way I find to pick up my photopolymer stamps is to kind of just throw them and then pick them up this way. And just trying to think what color I want that thank you in. And I think I'm going to do pink just because I have this pink accent here. So we'll go ahead and grab Melon Mambo, which is part of the Brights collection. Ink up your stamp. I always like to just see if I'm getting a good image there. Look, there's some ink. Just clean that off. And then we're gonna stamp it right in the center. Okay, so that's gonna go on to there, like that. I'm gonna do these dots. So I'll just grab my tiny block and we'll do some dots on there in Parakeet Party. Just get that thank you out of the way. Grab your dots. Oop. Yeah, I like those. Do the same thing on the other side. Doesn't have to look perfect. I'm just trying to add a little bit of texture to it so it's not so plain. Okay, so that's gonna go right on top of there, and for that I'm gonna use, should I use dimensionals on this one or on both of them? I think I'm gonna use it on both of them. So get your dimensionals on. Okay, and it doesn't really matter how you're going to stick that, just as long as you have it centered in the middle, we can turn it however we want before it goes on to here. Now, just so you know, I usually would add a little bit of more elements on here, but I'm trying to make it really simple, just in case all you have is designer series paper and cardstock, right? We want to make it really easy. So if you're a beginner just trying to learn, this would be a really good card for you to make. Okay. All right, so this is going to go right into the center of here. Just like that. There. Now it's got some dimension, it's got pattern, but it's also a very simple card. So that is your card number 1. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this to the side, and then we're going to start card number 2. So card number 2 is very similar to card number 1, except for I'm going to be doing it in a landscape format. So we're going to do the exact same thing, except for we're going to do it in landscape. So I've got the same paper. I'm going to go ahead and add my border, and this time I'm going to make sure to make that border a little bit smaller. So we're going to put some glue on here. Where's my glue? Just along the edge. Just push really lightly on this when you're doing it. So this color's Pool Party, just so you know. Move that out of the way before I ink something up. And then yes, just turn that over, and we're gonna do a really small border on here. And it's nice with the liquid glue because you can move it around just a tiny bit if you have to. Okay, so there's my border. Just kind of pushing down on there. And then I'm gonna grab my scissors and snip off any excess here. Just like that. Okay, and then this is gonna come that way, and I think this time I'm gonna do the greeting like that. So again, just grab your crafter's tape. Yeah, I did that right. Okay, put some glue all the way down. You know what, this would probably be better if you did use the liquid glue again, because it would give you some movability there. But I just don't love liquid, the feeling of liquid glue. Oh, and look, I missed a tiny little spot right here. So I'm just gonna fix that. There, now it's perfect. So yeah, let's get that down. Just like that. And then again, we're gonna do a navy circle with a greeting in the middle. I am gonna use pink again. I did really like that. I could also use Parakeet Party to make it match, but I like the pink because we've got lots of pink flowers there. So this time I'm going to use a stamp that says, "This calls for a celebration." Okay. Ink it up, test stamp it. And just remember, if it doesn't always go well on the stamping the circle, you can always just turn it over. So I like that. And I think I am gonna do the little dots on here again, but this time I'm only gonna put one set, kind of just at the bottom like that. Okay. And then again, grab our dimensionals. So there we go. There is card number 2. So now we've got 2 cards that look kind of the same, but not really. Okay, so now we'll do card number 3, which is the last card. And this one, I am doing it in Melon Mambo. And this strip of designer series paper. Now this one that you had left, I think for this one, I'm going to put it inside this card, just at the bottom. And then all you would be throwing away from that 6x6 is this piece, which is not that bad, right? Okay, so this one, I've left it exactly at the top, like the 5.5, is it 5.5? Yes, 5.5. And we're gonna take this piece of Pool Party and kind of glue it on the sides. Now this time I'm gonna give it a little bit of a bigger border because I like how that looks. So make sure I'm putting that on with the flowers right side up. And then I like doing it this way because then you can see how much you're doing. Ooh, not cool. See, and that's why liquid glue is best. So just like that. And then this is gonna go on to here like this. So I'm just kind of letting this dry or holding it down so it adheres. And then we'll put all of this down together. And I like to go right over where the card base meets with the other cardstock, or the cardstock meets with the cardstock. That's what I meant to say. And then we'll put this down. I'm leaving about 1/4 of an inch on that end. Okay, so there's my card base. And again, for this one, I think I'm gonna use Hello Beautiful. So we'll just test stamp it. Put it on, perfect. And we'll do the same, the dots. And again, just at the bottom. Alrighty, and then we will put this down. So All right, so that's gonna go on right in the center. And there is the third card. So I'll just take this, like I was saying, and put some of that on there. And stick it on the bottom, just as an accent piece, right? So nothing's really going to waste. All right, so one more thing I'm gonna do is put some embellishments. We can't leave without embellishments. All right, guys, so after a lot of technical difficulties with placement of these pearls, this is what I ended up with. So this is card number 1, number 2, and number 3. Thanks so much for hanging in there with me. If you guys want to see some other One Sheet Wonder ideas, make sure to hop to the next channel. I will link it below, and see what some of my friends have made. Thanks for hopping with me today. If you've liked anything that I've used, there will be a list of stuff underneath with item numbers. All you would have to do is go to the website, put in the item number, and then add it to your cart. A lot of these items are last call. So for example, the paper and these sentiments. The circle punch is new and it will be available starting May 1st. So yeah, happy shopping, guys, and have a great weekend. Bye.